There is not a single other person here.
Oh, motel's right there. Just go inside the motel, I guess.
We were a little worried about our first interactions with people.
Or maybe in the bar?
Before booking our stay, our point of contact mentioned some residents didn't love being filmed, and that mixed with a few cues from our drive-in definitely made us unsure of what to expect.
Okay. Holy sweet potato!
Instantly, our worries faded as we were welcomed by two fellow travelers, Jeff and Earl, Jarbidge's oldest local, Ron, and after a few seconds, our point of contact and the owner of the Red Dog Saloon, Jace, appeared. Within 5
This is amazing, my friends. Am I crazy? I like this type of places. 15 hours in the most remote town in the USA. My friends, I'm so excited for this one. I truly love this type of videos and I really wonder where this is. But before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. It's the best way to show support. Now, if you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Link for the original video in my description and let's play it. Actually, before I play it, I'm gonna guess where this is. Looking at all the mountains, beautiful America, I'm gonna say Wyoming because I know it's a very remote, it's a big place, but a lot of remote regions. I feel like.
You're looking at the most isolated and remote town in the United States. It's called Jarbidge, Nevada, and it's nestled deep in the mountains at the end of a long dirt road with no civilization for 100 miles in every direction.
What?
There's no school, no hospital, no grocery store, and yet the 16 year-round residents have managed to keep this town alive. Even more than that, they seem to be a thriving, happy community in the middle of nowhere.
Oh my god, my friends, I'm sold. I was already super excited for this video, but I truly love to see how these type of communities live because they are kind of an example to all of us that live in, let's say, bigger cities because they rely so much on each other. Oh man, okay, my friends, leave a like if you also like this type of videos. This will be a good one, I feel like.
This could not be more different from the cities I've lived in, where there are millions of people and everything I need is at my fingertips. But even with all of that, I feel like it's been extremely hard to build community. And often I find these big cities can be really lonely at times. Now, while I would...
Isn't that crazy, my friends? Sometimes in bigger cities, we are quite more lonely than, for example, people in that small city that have 4 or 5 friends that they see every day. Actually, this makes me think a lot about life, to be honest with you.
I think living so detached from the world would be a sad or miserable experience. The footage I saw in Jarbidge made that seem like the furthest thing from the truth. So I decided I needed to go and see what made this ghost town so special. And on a personal note, could I see myself living in a small town like this? After some extensive research, my friend Juan and I embarked on what would become an adventure that would challenge everything we knew about building community, connecting with people, and small town living. This is our journey to the most remote town in the United States.
My friends, we are
Let's
going
go
together.
to Jarbidge. Jarbidge?
Well,
But by the way, the state is actually Nevada because it's Jarvis, Nevada. But I'm not sure if that's just the name of that place in particular. You know, could be Idaho. It was the other state, right? But let's assume it's Nevada, at least for now.
here's the thing that you gotta know about this little town. In the old days, it was actually Jarbidge, and then there was a big uprising of actual escaped monkeys. There was a bridge that would go into the city, and then in the middle of the revolution of these monkeys, they took down the bridge. So then, in order to not make it a thing about remembering that fateful day, they changed the name from Jarbidge to Jarbidge.
I know for a fact that that's not what happened.
You don't know for a fact.
I know for
nothing.
a literal fact. Let's go.
Okay.
We're going to Jarbidge.
The story of Jarbidge is similar to many other Western towns, and it starts with gold. In 1909, a man named Dave Bourne discovered millions worth in the mountains surrounding Jarbidge. From there,
Millions?
a booming mining town was born. Prior to that, the land was untouched because the Shoshone people living around there believed the nearby hills were haunted by a carnivorous giant. But that wouldn't stop mining.
Well, see, honestly, my friends, you guys can I believe a lot of you guys agree with me on this, but the non-Americans may disagree when I say that the American history is so amazing, but it is, my friends. Look, just this introduction now makes me want to research what ended up happening there. Isn't that crazy? And by the way, anyone watching also have family that back in the day, of course, end up working related with this gold business, because it seems like this was quite big, specifically in Nevada, California, places like that. If so, leave me a comment, my friend. I would love to know you. I mean, for me, this is so fascinating.
As Jarbidge swelled to a population of near 2,000 people at its peak. And at one point, it was the highest gold-producing town in Nevada. But as most of these stories go, in the 1930s, mining operations started to slow, and with it, the population dwindled. Today, the 16 residents live in what looks like a relic of the last century. And with only one dirt road in and out for 8 months of the year, Juan and I would need to make the near 16-hour drive from Los Angeles through Nevada into Idaho and back down into the town. And the closer we got, the more interesting the mystery of this town became.
We have...
Yeah, my friend, sorry, but America is so beautiful. I mean, look, recently I've been getting some people that don't like America watching me, which I don't even understand because I love America. But if you guys think I'm going to stop saying beautiful America, my friends, you are in the wrong channel. I find America so beautiful.
60 miles left from this point.
Actually, Team America is... Anyone Team America? Because I'm kind of tired of people that are not Team America, I have to be honest. If you are Team America, smash the like button.
Forward, we are not going to hit another inch of civilization until we get to Jarbidge.
That's it.
This is the longest day I've ever had.
No, it hasn't been terrible, all things considered.
If you were gonna do an impression of me...
Hey, I'm Andrew.
Okay.
All I'm saying is, if I was around the age of 16, Martha Stewart wouldn't be my last choice. Should have done the penny slots. No one loses 5,000 on penny slots.
What? They went to Las Vegas to gamble?
All right, how you feeling now?
As soon as we drove like into the ravine, we got warped
Into a snowstorm.
into like a container of just snow.
And it's the middle of May.
This little experience right here, this is
The middle of May and it's snowing. Damn, the weather in America is so crazy.
it's magical in every way.
It literally looks like that sign has gunshots in it.
Drew, where the fuck are we, bro? Like
Just 18 miles between here and Jarbidge.
like the most emotionally volatile I've been in a while. I'm like happy, sad, worried.
The closer we get to Jarbidge, the more swings of emotions we keep having.
Oh,
I think we're
you're
here.
coming up on the right?
Dude.
Is this it?
Oh my gosh.
Welcome
boy.
to Jarbidge, Nevada. From what we could see, there are about 50 buildings lining the one street, which as you can guess is called Main Street.
This is
You know what? Let's run a bit back. I'm going to point a problem here. And see, living here have a lot of benefits, no doubt. I mean, and look at, you are in such a beautiful land. And also the idea of a closer community can be good. All of that, I think it's amazing. But probably, and I would love to know what the people living there think. Of course, this is just me imagining, but if they would agree with me, healthcare. That could be the biggest problem, my friends, because you know, if you have some type of problem, let's say you start feeling very bad, you are probably so far away from a doctor. You know what I mean? I'm assuming, but makes sense to believe that, right?
Buildings lining the one street, which as you can guess is called Main Street.
This is crazy.
This is crazy. It almost feels like a movie set.
I don't know where we go first. Where do we go first?
Oh, I can imagine the cowboys going there and the Native Americans. Okay, sorry, I should have not. I end up reading a lot of novels about cowboys, my friends. So maybe I have a wrong image of Native Americans in my head. But I'll always end up rooting for the cowboys. I would be lying if I said I was the team Native Americans. I wasn't.
First.
Let's check in, obviously.
There is not a single other person here.
Oh, motel's right there. Just go inside the motel, I guess.
We were a little worried about our first interactions with people.
Or maybe in the bar?
Before booking our stay, our point of contact mentioned some residents didn't love being filmed, and that mixed with a few cues from our drive-in definitely made us unsure of what to expect.
Okay. Holy sweet potato.
Instantly, our worries faded as we were welcomed by two fellow travelers, Jeff and Earl, Jarbidge's oldest local, Ron, and after a few seconds, our point of contact and the owner of the Red Dog Saloon, Jace, appeared. Within 5
This is amazing, my friends. Am I crazy? I like this type of places.
few seconds, our point of contact and the owner of the Red Dog Saloon, Jace, appeared. Within 5
Jace.
minutes of us being there, he served us a drink from his crazy selection of liquors.
You guys drove a long ways for a good selection.
American bourbon. That's good stuff.
Took our food order and went in the back to start cooking.
Gentlemen, a scholar,
Thank you,
You're welcome.
And when we learned a few more interesting things about this place,
There's no Wi-Fi, no service. We'll have to use their landline to get in contact with our family.
we were ready to get a taste of what a night in the most remote town is like.
Really
Plain simple.
What's your relationship with Jarbidge?
Oh, I love it here. I love Jace.
Her family's been playing music up here for generations.
I like this place. It's super cool.
Come on, Drew.
And that's over.
What?
How late do you stay open?
Until you're done drinking.
Cheers, fellas.
To the boys.
Recap,
really away
there's
from everywhere.
15 residents. Oldest 90, youngest.
36 or 7.
The average age.
70.
You got a girlfriend?
I do, sir.
Wait. What? The average age is 70? No. Okay, that's bad because in a couple of years, this town will not exist anymore. Or it will be very unlikely, right? The demographics, ladies and gentlemen, the demographics are not looking good. Can we agree?
36 or 7.
The average age.
70.
You got a girlfriend?
I do, sir.
I got a jewelry shop. I make diamond rings.
No way.
Yeah, a diamond ring.
And ring.
So I started cowboying in 2018. This is 1,000 head of kettle. Oh my god! Kettle. I've got tons of kettle.
Taking off?
Wait, that kid is a real cowboy? Damn.
Can't take off without losing.
Don't get pulled over now. You've been drinking a little bit, huh?
By the way, I'll run that friggin' red light, right?
We're having just the time of our lives at the Red Dog Saloon. In the dead of winter, we'll be this deep in snow, and we're freezing our off. I've sat in Jace's bar with my socks off in front of that wood stove, warming my toes up.
That's family right there.
Shit, they took care of us, that's for sure.
You have to want to be coming here to get here. It's not something you're just driving by on the freeway and like, oh, let's check this out. We're at the end of a dead-end road for 7.5 months out of the year. And that's why you don't get too many people out here.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Okay, my friends, look, most people leave after 5 minutes of the video. So this is for the ones that are watching until the middle, more or less. Let's say assume until the end. Leave me the number 7 if you are still watching, because that way I assume you guys also enjoy this type of videos that show, real America, because this is real America is something that I think all Americans should be proud that this type of culture is still exists, because I mean, let's be real, they are becoming more rare and more rarer, and you saw all the people there having fun. Am I the only one that thinks about this? That sometimes living in a small town could be much better than living in a big city. Not saying that my city is not giant, to be fair, but I always, even here, I have this idea that people that live in more remote areas, they rely more in each other, and I find that so beautiful.
First night in Jarbidge. Nothing but good things to say, to be honest.
I feel like we got a taste. We got a little interaction with the man himself, Jace, who
Yeah.
pretty much is the mayor of this place.
Yeah.
But I want to see what this place actually is like. And tomorrow we can explore the buildings,
Meet the people. And
get a feel for what like a actual day in the life of Jarbidge looks like.
yeah.
The next morning, with still no other people to be found, we decided it was time to explore the town.
So right now, we're walking through what feels like southern Jarbidge. A lot of buildings. There's a gas station. There's supposedly a post office. It's actually the most remote post office in the US. There are all of these buildings down here, but I don't really think anybody actually lives in them. And this feels like nobody's been here in years.
You just don't get the feeling that it's inhabited. You know that eerie feeling of like when you see a place? If the population is 15,
There's 30 houses right here.
Easily.
With more questions than answers at this point, we decided to officially sit down with Jace and learn a little bit more about the town, who lives here, and what makes this place so special. But first, it wouldn't be a proper morning at the Red Dog Saloon without a little magic coffee.
I have more alcohol than I had in the last 2 months. Fuck, that's good though.
Hell yeah, brother.
After taking our orders, cooking everyone breakfast, and pouring us a few more coffees, Jace finally got a moment to tell us about his life in Jarbidge.
How long have you been here again?
Well, grandparents bought property in '78, so this has always been home. In the '80s, there was 14 of us in a one-room school, and they shut it down in 2002 when they run out of kids. Nobody wants to live here anymore.
But like, there's a ton of buildings.
There's a lot of those houses.
See, that's the sad part. No kids, right? Very unlikely to see kids there. That's a bit sad.
That people only come to once a year. There's some that people haven't been to for years. That's why you see some of them are starting to look pretty rough. Hate to see the old town fall apart.
What do you think the future for Jarbidge looks like?
Well, I hope more people want to retire up here, because all the retirees that are here aren't getting any younger. Unfortunately, we lost 5 of them last year. So I'm hoping their kids will want to embrace the same lifestyle and move up so we have people that take care of the buildings and keep the town alive.
And you wear like 100 different hats right now.
I
feel like you're like manager, general contractor.
It's hard to find somebody who wants to come up here and work. They're making too much money in town, so they want to make that. And the travel time coming up here, you can't afford it. When we go shopping, you want to stock up for at least a month or two because it's basically 2.5 hours on a good day into Twin Falls. You're going to need to fuel up, maybe grab a bite to eat, and then 2.5 hours back. Well, it's 8 hours.
Shopping takes 5 hours of your day, more because you even spend the time on the store. Wow, how crazy is this?
Hour day.
You learn to not be wasteful whatsoever, obviously.
Well, you can't. It's too far to run out and get something if you need something.
Are there periods of time where you might not have any visitors?
Oh yeah, there's times in the wintertime especially, that you might go a week and not see anybody.
If somebody was gonna be lonely for like even a few days, they could go crazy. Like, where do you go to? Like, where do you draw strength from, I guess, in moments like that?
Oh, there's always something to do. Yeah. People that are bored, I think, are not very creative or they don't have any drive, desire, or ambition to do anything for themselves. They just write a check or pay somebody to do the stuff that we have to do up here because you can't find somebody to come up here to do odds and ends.
We learned that Jarbidge being so isolated actually creates a community of people who look out for each other and the town.
Anybody will help anybody out and go swap an electrical outlet or replace a light switch.
That's not common, right?
Apparently it's not, but I didn't realize that. Because when you live out here, it's just something you take for granted because it's something you do.
We also learned that Jace operates most of the public businesses in Jarbidge, and he's open.
Okay, the guy is making money. I'm joking. But this is interesting to see him running all of this, business, because at the end of the day, it's still a business, right?
7 days a week.
Well, you have to be. Without the businesses, if these businesses weren't here, this town would die real fast.
It was becoming clear just how much pride and appreciation he has for this town.
Bad day working in Jarbidge is better than a good day living in the city.
And we wanted to see if the other locals felt the same. Our first stop, the gift shop, where we met Jace's wife, Jane, and obviously had to pick up some souvenirs, especially these wild rags which Jane sews herself.
Oh yeah. I feel like I belong now.
You feel like an honorary
that's cool.
Yeah, a Jarbidgean for sure.
Then we made our way over to the post office, where we met Mary Bess.
You've been here pretty much your whole life.
Yeah, I grew up here.
Wow. And your dad ran the post office before you?
He grew up here.
What's your favorite part about living here?
Just my history, I think.
You have a sense of pride of all of the history of your family here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And after a few more laps up and down Main Street.
So this is the Jarbidge jail where the
What? That is the jail. Okay, interesting.
criminal of the last stagecoach robbery was actually put in prison. Now we're gonna go check out the community hall.
You can feel that there is definitely a sense of pride to preserve the history that goes on in here, to pass down stories, to pass down the history itself of what Jarbidge meant.
We had entered pretty much every building and met everyone we could. And at this point...
But things are, at least the buildings that they all share are looking beautiful, or am I crazy?
What we had figured out is that most people living here have always called this place home. And maybe they're just so used to it that they're happy to be so isolated. But luckily, Jace was able to get us a meeting with one other resident. And this is where we were really going to learn what makes Jarbidge so special.
And this is Danny right here.
How are you, Danny?
Heard so much about you.
This is Juan and Andrew.
Meet Danny Sullivan. the owner of the only specialty shop in town, a glass blowing shop.
So you've made all of this. All of this is you.
Glass. And I do all the paintings. In the 90s, I started working for Oracle, and I was flying around and I kept seeing all this glass. And so
Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
when I left Oracle, I got my first kiln and then just kind of self-taught. I fire up the kiln, fire up my oxygen, and then I just sit here and make flowers. These flowers I made here yesterday. That tubing that you see,
Yeah.
I blow them into these and then I'll glitter these up for Christmas ornaments.
Wow.
That's crazy. See, my friends, that's the amazing thing about America. You can find talent everywhere. Look at all of the things this man makes. This, at least for me, this impresses me the most. I don't know how to do anything, so I'm being honest. I mean, so this is crazy.
Oracle is like as corporate as I can think of. Like someone being in consulting to then making the move to like being here and like rural.
Well, that's why, right? I got burnt out of doing all this computer stuff. So I was like, I want to do something fun.
Do you live by yourself here in town, or?
I actually live with my partner next door.
Okay. Did it take any convincing for your partner to come here to move here with you? Have they been here before?
No, in fact, his family has owned the house since the 40s.
Oh, it's through his family.
Right.
Is there anything about
Right.
living in like a bigger city that you miss at all?
No. I haven't thinking about it. No, not really. For me right now, you know, I'm at that point in my life where it's like I get my social fix by people coming into the glass shop.
Yeah.
And then in true small town fashion, some people actually came into the shop, including our next local, Danny's partner, Darren.
So you guys obviously spend a lot of time with each other. How do you like? This sounds
Got a big house.
big house, and this is my Zen space.
When you see Jason's bar, do you want to see a real bar?
Yeah.
The inside of the house was a public bar back in 40s, 50s.
You're kidding.
My grandfather ran it.
And then just like that, Danny and Darren, who we had met less than 10 minutes ago, invited us into their home.
Wow. So this was
Holy, that's impressive again. Oh my God. This spot is beautiful.
an original bar.
The motel used to be the Mercantile, which was the store, and this was the counter that was in there. And then my grandfather got a hold of it and made a bar of it.
They had so many relics that embodied the history and spirit of this little town.
This was originally the mining offices, and this is the vault where they stored the gold.
This is where they stored the gold.
We use it for a pantry.
You know you might have the coolest food pantry of all time.
I think so.
Oh my God. My friends, sorry, but this video is weird. I mean, so I'm loving this video. Hey, my friends, again, leave a like if you are watching this with me, because that way I don't feel like a crazy guy in Portugal watching this alone.
But their hospitality, that was something unlike anything Juan and I have ever experienced.
Thank you guys so much for letting us into your home. It's so kind.
Yeah, up here's a little different. I mean, you want to come back for a beer or something? You're welcome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I don't charge. I mean, I don't have liquor. It's free. So.
And it wasn't just them. We realized that everyone in this town immediately made you feel like part of their community.
When you're out here and you drive down the road, people wave to strangers. You know, when you're in town, you wave and nobody waves. Nobody looks at each other. Nobody talks to each other.
Not at all. Walk my dog like, 2-3 times a day. And I could pass by people like as close as like 2 blades. And people would look down, look at their phone.
Everybody's in their own little world in the city.
Because of how
And I think this is getting a bit worse, because we are all getting more into this online world. I'm not talking about you in specific that are watching, but you probably agree with me that overall this is happening, right?
how remote this is, they don't take anything for granted. Whether it's stocking up on supplies for months,
That's our emergency supply wood.
That's a big emergency supply.
or making the most out of social interactions. They're intentional with how they do everything and how they
Great
treat
video, my
everyone.
friends.
We close the night sharing drinks,
Cheers, guys. Thank you so much for your hospitality.
stories, and laughs with our new friends, and definitely felt like part of the Jarbidge family.
The last day here, I get a little coffee, say goodbye to everybody, and unfortunately, pack up for now.
I'm just have to leave.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like part of me is gonna take Jarbidge with me everywhere I go now. The way that the people were here, the sense of community.
When you live in a big city with people everywhere and your phone handy, you can always feel somewhat connected. But it's not enough. coming to this place showed us that we need real connection.
Now for the real important question is, would you see yourself living in a place like Jarbidge?
Not at this stage in my life.
Even though we
That's probably the best answer, probably specific for his age, because there is so many things that he needs to do in his life to achieve the goals that probably it will be difficult to do it here. But you know, when you are a bit older, when you think you are kind of done, I think this is a tremendous place.
wouldn't be moving to Jarbidge anytime soon. That small town spirit of being welcoming, looking out for other people, and being open to connect with strangers is something that we will bring back anywhere.
I'm not having Irish cream.
Come on, we're driving out of here. You better not fucking Irish cream.
You ready for some magical coffee?
Now more.
Okay, my friends, thank you so much for watching this with me. Really means a lot you guys end up staying until the end. I thought this was amazing. Go to the original channel and show some support. This video have millions of views, but I mean, makes sense. It's a tremendous one. So yeah, thank you so much. Do not forget to leave a like. Leave me the number 7 if you watched it until the end. See you guys in the next one. Bye, my friends.